We are the Church of the Larger Fellowship, a Unitarian Universalist congregation with no geographical boundary, working toward creating a global spiritual community rooted in profound love, which cultivates wonder, imagination, and the courage to act. Adapting to the COVID-19 pandemic has been difficult for many bricks and mortar congregations. Early on in the pandemic, we were in a unique position to assist many congregations with the transition. We hosted special episodes of The View, provided advice and counseling to religious professionals, and trained congregations for live streaming worship, all while providing robust online programming for our members. From worship to covenant groups, from classes to pastoral care, and from our monthly magazine to our letter writing ministry, we have found ways to build connection and community even through the screen. We have been a model for ministry on the margins, providing services for isolated Unitarian Universalists, becoming a spiritual lifeline for our members in prison, and investing in innovative ministry. We know better than anyone how deep and meaningful connections can be formed even from a distance. Unitarian Universalists have faced many challenges in these times, and we continue to persevere and to fight for justice and equity for all people, especially during moments of crisis. We are proud to be a leader in this faith movement, and we invite you to get involved in our ministry. We strive to be a place where anyone from anywhere can find spiritual refuge anytime they need it. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Larger Fellowship.
Hello, welcome, viewers. It is so good to be here with you. I was expecting the View intro video, and it's okay. It's all good. This is Michael Tino, joining you from Peekskill, New York, 40 miles north of New York City, where it is an unseasonably warm fall day today. And things like that happen. It's not been an unseasonably warm season, but I got to pick up my child early from school today because it was a half day, and the teachers were like, "Happy spring!" So after the View, I get to take my kid to the playground, which is an unusual December activity, and we will all be happy. It is good to be with you, and I will toss it to one of my other co-hosts. Aisha, how are you? Aisha's not up yet. Sorry.
There we are. Hi, I'm Aisha Hauser in Seattle, Washington. It is not warm here. It's cold and rainy, as it usually is in winter in Seattle. We've actually had snow a few times. That's been fun, by which I mean it's not fun. So I am going to send it to Puerto Rico and my colleague and friend, Chris Rivera, who I am not jealous.
Not even a little bit. Hi, friends. I'm Christina Rivera, she, her pronouns. I'm coming to you from the beautiful island of Borinquen, also known as Puerto Rico, the land of my Tino ancestors, which I just love being here. And yeah, it's gorgeous and beautiful, and, you know, in the 80s, and it's really windy today. There must be a storm somewhere off because I'm looking at the ocean and there's white caps, which doesn't usually happen in our area. And so the ocean is acting up to the wind, but it looks beautiful. It you know, palm trees and the whole thing. Yeah, it's the whole thing. DC, how you doing?
I was okay till you said palm trees. I am DC Fortune, and I am here in the Susquehanna Valley of central Pennsylvania, where it is unseasonably warm, but it is nothing like 80 degrees with palm trees, let me tell you what. It's sort of a gray, rainy-ish day, but it's in the 50s, so okay. and I'm glad to be back. I got my vaccination last week, and it knocked me flat. And so here I am back again. Back again, mostly put back together, and glad to be here. I'm going to hand it back to Michael, where I say something foolish.
Oh, please let us say foolish things together. That is the name of the game, because this week it is a host special. It is just the four of us checking in about the state of our world and the state of our faith. And
look at what we learned to do. This is what we learned to do before.
I love how we're amusing
and we're going to
ourselves.
be silly and maybe curse a little bit. So, like, if foul language is really bothersome to you, perhaps you want to do something else with the rest of your hour. We'd love to have you, though.
If foul language is something that upsets people, I think they would not be back.
But it might be their first time. So
right. Okay. If it's your first time, this is it. It goes to shit pretty quick, kids.
We are real about the earth. So today's big news is that Brittany Griner is on a plane on her way back to the United States, as confirmed by the president, in a prisoner swap for a Russian arms dealer, whatever it took. She is no longer in a Russian penal colony, and that's just unabashedly good news.
it's great news, and I'm so happy for her wife. I'm so happy for her family.
And let's talk about the reason why Brittany Griner was in Russia, because the NBA, the players in general, make a shit ton of money. The WNBA, that is not the case.
No,
and so the WNBA players need to play other parts of the world to compensate, to make more money. So
in the off season,
total fuck shit that she even had to be put in that position because of discrepancies and unfairness in our violent extractive capitalist system.
Yeah.
So very happy on coming home.
And the one thing I would hold out is that, they were originally trying to do a 2-for-1 swap. So they were trying to get Brittany out along with a U.S. service person who is also unjustly in prison in Russia. And that fell apart, and Russia just basically said, no, we're not doing it. It's a 1-for-1. And so, my heart really goes out for the family of that service person who remains there. They were just so poised in their interview. They said, they did not want to hold up the negotiation process for something that wasn't going to happen. They appreciated that President Biden made the trade that he could make to get her home, and that they would not have wanted to hold that up, hoping for something that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
I did not know that part of the story. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, thank you. Me neither.
Yeah, I heard that. They said if it came down to bringing Brittany home or nobody home, bring Brittany home.
Right.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
So, wow.
I'm sure that there will be celebrations when her plane lands in whatever Andrews Air Force Base, or who knows where she's
right.
Yeah, she's going to Texas first for just to get medically checked out, make sure she's okay, treat her for whatever sort of abuse she has endured while she's there.
Yeah. And speaking of celebrations, let's talk about the UU the Vote dance party I saw.
Yes.
And just the incredible work that so many people all around the world, not even just in the United States, but UUs all around the world did to support democracy in Georgia over the last couple of weeks. my Facebook feed was filled with friends who had the ability to get there, to
Yeah.
talk to voters directly, to make sure they knew where to vote and when to vote and how to vote.
And people still waited for hours. The reports are that it still wasn't easy. It was there, there was a lot of vote. I guess if we're gonna have a little bit of hope, even by design, that even with as much voter suppression and gerrymandering and trying to steal all kinds of elections, there was still no fucking red wave. And there's still a tenacity among those who really don't want fascism. Thank you very much.
Right?
To keep it at bay. We'll see. They're still gonna. Okay, can we talk about? And forgive me because I didn't pre-read any articles, but there was a terrorist attack on a power plant in North Carolina, and 40,000 people are without power.
So
I'm not talking about that.
I know a little bit about that because I have friends in North Carolina, some of whom are in the dark.
Okay.
Two power plants. Security was breached by basically, white supremacist terrorists who fired guns at the power plants and disabled them. And this was to shut the power to a theater where a drag show was going to happen.
They have not said that officially.
They have not, but that's
right. Well,
others.
I mean, yeah.
And let's talk about something that didn't make the news, which is armed neo-Nazi white supremacist groups surrounding the UU Church in Columbus, Ohio, where a drag queen story hour was
what
and forcing the nursery school that's run by that church to cancel drag queen story hour. And the open complicity of the Columbus Police Department with the armed neo-Nazi groups and white supremacist groups surrounding the church.
It was very reminiscent of Charlottesville, of the same complicity, the same, we didn't know, and we don't know how to handle it. And let's be clear, how to handle it when it's Black and brown bodies who are protesting. So all of a sudden, exactly what to do and exactly how to beat on people and exactly how to not even de-escalate, but escalate situations. But for some reason, when it's white supremacists who are doing this, all of a sudden the law enforcement are just at a loss as to what to do.
Well, what they didn't even pretend to be at a loss. They were like standing there chit-chatting with these neo-Nazis with AR-15s. I mean, it was not even, we don't know what to do. It's, we're going to openly support these armed terrorists. Like, it's not even like, we don't know what to do. Like, they weren't even pretending they didn't know what to do.
So did they just go away on their own? Like, what the fuck?
When the drag queen story hour was canceled,
they went away. They left. That they accomplished their mission, and they were like, okay, job done.
So
every single UU church needs to do a drag queen story hour. The CLF, that's what we're doing. We're getting, this is happening.
Online drag queen.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yep.
And so our hearts go out to our siblings in Columbus, who are traumatized.
Yeah,
of course.
I'm here in central Pennsylvania, and I'm thinking, where can I find some drag queens?
and let's be clear, let's not put our beloveds in the path of danger.
Right.
That we don't need to, but there are ways that we can do this while supporting our LGBTQ community. Let us be all in.
Right.
All in.
Right.
I got some drag queen friends. I can make it happen.
The fixation with choosing a group to, trans kids, trans people, drag queens. It's this fixation with hating a group of people who you don't know, who you aren't in relationship with, who aren't fucking bothering you. Give me a fucking break. I mean, it's so, I don't even know what to say. I do know what to say. And I'm angry and disheartened. And it feels like, yeah, we don't want to put people in harm's way. And at the same time, you know, these people are fucking bullies with guns. And it is serious. They're going to justify for themselves. Frankly, just like the people who went, took the planes into the Twin Towers, the same shit. It's this idea that you are self-righteous and think you have the right to murder others because of some fucking story you tell yourself in your head. Whatever the reason, whether it's Christianity or Islam or any kind of fundamentalist bullshit dogma that says you're better than other people, and you can then inflict violence. It's abhorrent. I mean, obviously, I'm not even saying anything radical. It's just I had no idea this happened in Columbus, and that's also awful that we don't know.
You know, this whole like violent white supremacist culture relies on creating an other. Right. And if society at large starts going, wait, those are our siblings, they're us and not they're the other, then they have to like double down on that. Or they have to find someone else who they're willing to make the other.
There's a trans woman I follow on TikTok named Dylan Mulvaney who apparently people were attacking because she goes to the restroom with tampons that she shares with other women, which I think is fucking. I never fucking did that, and people apparently I still don't. People still were attacking her because she's not a woman. I'm like, well, I don't have a fucking uterus. I don't. Am I not a woman anymore? Like, what the fuck are people saying? I had a hysterectomy. Does the day I had a hysterectomy and my uterus removed from my body make me cease to be a woman? Then what? It would never even. I just want to say something. It would never occur to me. Huh?
You need a separate bathroom.
You need a separate. I mean, I'm like, it would never occur to me to do something as kind as to walk around with tampons I don't need for other people. That's a kind as fuck thing to do that I sure as shit never thought to do ever. I don't think I'm a selfish person, but I'm like, geez, that's a really next level nice thing to do. And people are bothering her about it. Fuck,
I have 800 tampons in my office right now.
Oh, we're gonna get the visual.
DC, so just for voo-vooers who don't know this, DC won an online auction of several dozen cases of tampons.
This is a case of 200 tampons. And nice. I bought at an online auction 56 of these boxes.
I love it.
For under $200. And I'm giving them away to schools, to universities, to the homeless shelter, to the women's shelter, to soup kitchens and places like that, because these are things you can't buy with WIC. Right. These are things you can't like.
Right.
Yeah.
And so in our UU congregations, the questions we can be asking is why don't we have free menstrual products in all of the restrooms?
Every bathroom.
Yeah, we do. We have free menstrual products and we have free condoms.
And no matter what the gender designation. So when I was serving the congregation in Charlottesville, I put out the baskets and made sure that there was always menstrual products in all of the restrooms, and without fail, every week, the basket that was in the restroom designated for the male gender would migrate to the other restroom because somebody thought that it was a mistake, right? That we would have that in there. So we put out little signs that said, maybe you should think about why you think this doesn't belong here. It does. Mm-hmm. Leave it the hell alone. But yeah, they need to be, they need to be in all of our restrooms, right?
Some men menstruate. Think about that.
Mm-hmm. Some men know somebody with a uterus that may need menstrual products.
right?
Well, and what about making our bathrooms gender neutral? How about that conversation? I couldn't even have that conversation in the congregation that I left.
You
like
know,
even just bringing it up.
It's interesting. So the last congregation I served, I was there for 15 years. And one of the benefits you get from being at a place that long is eventually, like, if you push hard enough, after several years, if you keep pushing, something yields. And it took like 6 or 7 years to make all the bathrooms gender neutral.
Right. But you did it.
But we did it. And
that's truly awesome.
And you know, it's interesting. What it took was there were 2 single toilet bathrooms, so it's not like it needed to be some giant culture change, but they had stalls in them, so we needed and only one of them was able to be made wheelchair accessible because the other one has a counter. So the opening to get to the stall was too narrow for a wheelchair and would have taken serious construction. But the other one didn't have a counter, so it could be easily made wheelchair accessible. So all it took was like, well, we can't make the men's room wheelchair accessible and not the women's room. So why don't we? So it took like, well, let's just make them all gender bathrooms, and people are like, okay,
there we go.
And finally, they just went okay. And it was an interesting thing. We just pushed, and it was just this constant pressure. Like every 3 or 4 months, it'd be in my minister's report to the board. So we still don't have all gender bathrooms.
That's awesome.
Every 3 or 4 months for 6 years.
Well, sexism is why we have gendered bathrooms at all. I think I read something about it about the reason why there's gendered bathrooms. Was it in the 1800s? Like, there's no reason for gendered bathrooms except sexism and misogyny. There's zero reason to have gendered bathrooms.
I think there's comfort reasons. There's reasons that we can figure other ways out to serve those needs, right? So as somebody who has experienced sexual abuse in bathrooms, it does take me aback when I walk into an all gender bathroom and there's somebody who I gender as male presenting. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't have that bathroom, right? What it means is it possible to have a single stall bathroom somewhere so that anybody who needs to have a single stall, to have that comfort is available. Do we have family bathrooms? Do we have, bathrooms where, people can go in and change their kids and all of those things. So it's not the reduction of, how do we reduce this to the place where we're supporting misogyny and sexism. It's how do we expand this so that we get it to a place where folks are comfortable doing one of the, there's not a lot of things that your body has to do to stay alive. You need to eat, you need to breathe air, and you need to defecate. You need to be able to, it's true. It's like
in and out, right? Yeah.
The biological functions that you have to be able to do. And so it's crucial that we create spaces for those things to happen where people feel safe and held and loved.
Right. So Darby in our chat mentions that there was a church that she was at that got excited about gender neutral bathrooms and then put them upstairs with no wheelchair access. So
close.
It's like
so close.
We need to learn to walk and chew gum at the same time. But here's the thing about gender, and to your point, Chris, the thing is about gendered bathrooms, they've never kept women safe. Men simply walk in and it's you know what I mean? Like right. I mean, it's not. It's just that
it's not about safety. It's about comfort, right? Like, there's no way that you can guarantee that any of the public restrooms are safe, right? That's right. It's just not going to happen.
Well, the line that's given is safety. The line from the people who will pick up guns and harass drag queens is protecting children.
Yeah, there's nothing about that. That
Bullshit.
the number one sexual assault is by people who are known to you, right? Like we know that that child sexual abuse, regular adult sexual assault is the number one factor. By far, it is not stranger.
Yeah.
It's not stranger danger. It's people that you know and people who know you. So let's be clear that is just a bunch of horseshit.
Yes. At the church where I serve, we have, because we bought this building used to be like an insurance office or something, and we have 2 restrooms, and they each have 3 stalls, and one of them has a urinal. They both have baby changing tables. They both have period products. They both have condoms. But there's still some discomfort for folks anticipating someone's discomfort that they might be changing their baby and have somebody using the urinal at the same time. As far as I know, this has not yet happened. But but what I'm hoping to do is change the signs from men and women to this bathroom has a urinal, this bathroom does not.
Right.
Like all of our bathrooms have changing tables. All of our bathrooms have period products. All of our bathrooms have condoms.
Right.
This one happens to have, they both have handicap accessible stalls.
Exactly.
That's like, yeah.
The places where we force parents to change
Oh my
their
God.
infants are so disgusting and ludicrous. That if you've never had that experience, I commend it to you as someone like babysit for someone who trusts you, and like take their kids somewhere, and try and find places to change them, because it changes your whole view of like the way the world works. And especially like my kid has 2 dads, and we would it's almost always the case that if there's only one bathroom that has a changing table, it's the women's room.
But these people who have this bullshit narrative about protecting children have no issue with guns in schools.
Oh,
Like letting schools shoot.
Right?
But you know what? Why am I even? It doesn't land on them. So why am I? There's no like they're immune to hypocrisy. That it doesn't fucking matter. That it's not about protecting anything. It's just about power. And I need to let go of trying to find any logic or reason because it's too absurd and stupid.
So I am super grateful for family restrooms.
Yes.
As airports are being renovated, they're doing a much better job with gender neutral restrooms, with family restrooms.
Yes.
Have
you seen the nursing stations that look like mini spaceships?
The little pods, the nursing pods. I love the nursing pods. Oh my God.
I mean, like, I also think that people should be able to comfortably nurse wherever they are.
Wherever the fuck they want.
If you need a pod to do it.
There were times I was nursing twins. There were times I needed a pod. I really did. At the same time, you needed to get naked. Like, and I did not necessarily want to get naked in front of all of, the O'Hare airport and God. Yeah. I needed a place for my stuff and to put things down and to wash and I would have just loved one of those pods. I probably wouldn't have ever left.
And then afterwards, you'd probably curl up and take a nap with your kids, right?
I've checked out the pods. I've looked at them. I'm like, this is beautiful. I'd like wiping away tears. I definitely would have camped out.
Wonder if they did food delivery from the food court in here.
Oh, I'm sure they do. You could do the little app. It's amazing. You could do the little app in some airports, the Seattle airport, and then they'll deliver from wherever the
Just
fuck.
go to nursing pod number 3. In
Yeah, that's what,
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking for.
Leave it out on the door,
Yeah.
like DoorDash.
The DoorDash.
The nursing pod.
And you know, I get that some like lactation folks were like incensed that the nursing pods are there because it makes it think that, you know, you need to be hidden away when you're nursing and all of that kind of thing. And I'm just like, no, I totally get, like, people should be able to nurse wherever they want. Absolutely.
And if where they want to put nurses in a pod, then they should be able to do that too.
Right.
Exactly. Like, I needed the pod. I really did.
The other thing it does is it normalizes that nursing is something we do in an airport.
Right.
Right? So everyone who would never use the pod, who just walks by it, it's like, oh, that's normal. Like, people are going to have to nurse their babies in the airport.
Right.
And it also doesn't have to be one way. It does. It's where your comfort is, and that's the thing about that's like so fucking annoying about people saying stupid shit all the time. It's like, look, I'm on TikTok. I go down TikTok rabbit hole. So there was this. I stitched this one white woman who says, I have to say it without laughing, I think all women should be submissive to their husbands. I call my husband sir. So my stitch was, admit it's a kink, do whatever the fuck you want between consenting adults, but don't say everybody has to do everything. If this is your kink, great, have at it. Call him whatever the fuck you want. Kneel when he walks in the door. I don't give a shit. But don't say that's a thing that everybody needs to do for various reasons. It's just do what the fuck you want and leave everybody. Consent adults, don't harm children, really. Let drag queens tell all the stories they want. I want to go to drag queen story hour. But this whole notion of it's yeah, again, I'm trying to find reason in the illogical, and I need to stop because it's just gonna bother me. So my friend for my birthday got me zen as fuck, so I'm trying to be zen as fuck. So
oh my God, that's awesome.
I'm trying. So I'm gonna read, don't be an idiot.
Oh.
Don't be an idiot. Not being an idiot can be hard, from sending that ill-advised text to staying out for that one extra drink. There's always that moment that moves us from being a normal, I'm going to say regular person, to being an idiot. So take that moment to say instead, I am not an idiot. Write down some ways you can avoid this terrible mischaracterization in the future. This book's fucking hilarious. Oh, whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that? And if they would, then I do not do that thing. There you go.
So who wrote this? Who wrote this book?
Monica Sweeney, a journal for practicing. Monica Sweeney, a journal for practicing the mindful art of not giving a shit. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, yep.
That might be on my Christmas list for everybody I know.
I think maybe that should be like the common read for next year. It should be the new common read for next year. I mean, I don't even care if it's not the Beacon Press or Skinner House. Let's just make it the common read.
It is a super fun book. I've definitely. Here's a good one. There's pretty soon we'll all be dead. So it's, pretty soon we'll all be dead. Okay, cool. Come what may, a meteor, rising sea swells, or an especially murderous banana peel, take comfort in the fact that eventually none of the bullshit will matter. Make a list of things that have been really frustrating or stressful, but know that they are just temporary. Let those worries die. Bury them, cremate them, or give them a nice Viking funeral. Okay, cool. All right, so...
Oh, so Darby in the chat asked us to give us some previews of the CLF Connect schedule.
Oh, yes.
Those of you who have been around CLF a while know that in December we like to have some fun. We have events that build some community. Sort of let our hair down. Whatever, like.
That's a bit of a challenge for us, Michael. Some of us. You and me.
And
they can.
The URL should be in your chat, but we're planning fun activities. Aisha and I do an Iron Chef competition every year now, and Chris and Julika do a Nailed It competition.
Yes, this year's Nailed It is very special.
Can't
yes,
wait.
You are going to want to tune in December 15th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the CLF Nailed It version because not only is it Julika and I competing against each other, we have a young UU who is going to be throwing their baking skills into the mix. Ooh. And we have a special celebrity judge. We have a special celebrity judge, someone who has appeared on the actual Nailed It competition, Netflix Nailed It competition. Will be there.
I know who that is. Yay!
Ooh!
Oh my God, super fun! Yay!
Yes. So that's
DC. You're gonna join me in baking some cookies, right? Are you still in for baking cookies?
Yeah. If I can ever manage to get a kitchen in one place, in one piece, yeah.
And the
my house project is moving forward a pace, shall we say? It's not a pace I'd have chosen, but it's a pace.
But it's a pace. It's doing it. It's doing its thing. The first CLF Connects event is actually tonight. The very first one.
Do I need to make cookies tonight?
No.
It's not.
Cookies is for next Saturday.
It is the holiday message for our incarcerated Unitarian Universalists.
Oh, yay.
You can come and join us if you have already been assigned some incarcerated UUs to write holiday messages to. If you need to get assigned, we will do that live while we're doing this. And it's just a time to come to get, bring a beverage of your choice or a snack, and print out the card, the holiday card that we give you a template for, and just sit there and write out your holiday messages to.
And if you can't make it tonight and want to participate in that, we need people signing up all this month. We try really hard to make sure that each of our incarcerated members gets 3 messages from just random UU folks all around the world. And it's really easy. We give you a template to print out because we can't send cards, we can't send sparkles, we can't send colorful things because prisons are horrible, dehumanizing places. So we give you something to print out and just put messages of encouragement and support, and we'll give you as many addresses as you want. And last I checked, we were at about 2.
We're 2. We're very close to having 2 messages to everybody.
So that means we need 1,600 more members to make it 3.
Exactly. Or take, everybody take 10.
Yeah.
Everybody take 5.
If you want to take 10, if you want to take 50, listen, whatever makes you feel connected. And we get messages back every year, and it's heartbreaking, and also to me it just underlines why we do this, because we get messages back from our incarcerated members saying, I can't tell you how much it means to me that someone was thinking of me at the holidays, because I don't have connections with family anymore. I don't have connections with so many people. This institution exists to separate me and isolate me, and it's really hard this time of year. So we'll put the URL to sign up for that in our show notes and in the chat as well. I think we can do that. So join us. Come look at the calendar and have some fun. There's some worshipful things, some creative things. Some people are doing art every year. Your lead ministry team likes to cook, so we cook a lot.
Ours is Monday. Yeah. And did we get the ingredient? The CLF staff this year will be choosing our ingredients.
So
I love it.
Oh, geez.
I'm not worried.
I'm not worried as long as sardines are not on the list, Aisha Hauser.
I get sardines. I like sardines. I was in Portugal.
You're gonna win. I have news for you. If sardines are the secret ingredient, I concede defeat. Right now.
You can get creative where it doesn't taste like sardines if you don't like the taste of sardines.
Since I don't like sardines, I have no idea how to cook them. So
True, I don't either. I don't know why I put that on there because I've never cooked sardines.
What's the difference between sardines and anchovies?
Anchovies are small and super easy to cook with because you can make it in a sauce. You could,
anchovy, I know how to cook with. Like,
me too.
Yeah, sardines are shaped sort of like this.
Uh-huh.
Sardines are shaped sort of like this, and an anchovy is this long,
right?
like a needlefish.
The anchovy you can put in things, and it gives it like that umami flavor, right? It's
anchovies, I'm Italian. I know how to cook with anchovies. But,
and you can put them in. They're yum in tomato sauce when you are doing the onions and the garlic, and you put anchovies because it dissolves, and it does the umami flavor. You know, I probably meant to write anchovies, and I wrote sardines. Whoops. We don't know if that's...
I mean, I don't even know where I would buy sardines.
Any
well, they don't have to be fresh. You can get
kumquats, and it took me like
they don't have to be fresh. I didn't say
store that had kumquats.
No. Sardines are available in every grocery store in the country. Maine used to have lots of sardine canneries. And you can get them in all sorts of different flavors. They come in olive oil. They come in vegetable oil. They come with a spicy sauce. You can get them with tomatoes. You can get them with all kinds of stuff. Yeah. They're largely done now in Southeast Asia and in, I want to say, places like Portugal and Spain are the primary fisheries for sardines these days. But yeah, that's a thing that used to be a regular part of our coastal economy in Maine with the sardine canneries.
I had the most delicious deep fried sardines in Malaga, Spain on my honeymoon, but I would have no idea how to make those. Like, I guess I can look up a recipe, right? I look up a fucking recipe.
Right. But
that's the whole thing. We got to be creative, Michael. It's chopped. Is it chopped? No, what do we do? Iron Chef.
Iron Chef.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
The goofy ingredients.
I think chopped is more fun because, here's a basket of random shit. Make lunch.
I will pretend like whatever I make is really delicious. So
it's gonna be delicious. That's what it's more like. It's more like chopped than Iron Chef, but same idea. Isn't it the same thing? No. Iron Chef, you get ingredients too, don't you? You
just get one ingredient on Iron Chef. Like last year we did kumquats.
Oh, so I mixed it all up, didn't I? No one corrected me. Y'all could be like, you're on a different show, person. What the hell? Right. Oh, sorry. Yeah. My bad.
Chopped is like, here's the random basket of shit in lunch. Which is not unlike, like any evening during the week in my house.
Right? Yeah.
Here's a pile of random stuff. Try and make dinner out of that.
I think I mixed up my cooking shows. I don't know. So here was to let it clue everyone in. My suggestion was that Michael and I come up with a list of just random ingredients, and the staff choose 4. But that's not what this is. I guess the staff should
just choose one.
Oh, good. We're not on. None of us are on the same page. Let's decide. I don't know. Okay, the staff will choose one. I have no idea. I'm just like, let's. Okay, so we'll tell the staff to pick one. That's a good idea. That's a better idea.
Not sardines.
My idea. It'll be funny. It's better than kumquats. I'd rather kumquats was not easy. To find them, and then to do what the fuck to do with them.
Right? Yeah.
I love them. I have no idea how you would cook with them, but I'd love eating them just by themselves.
What, the kumquats?
Yeah. When I used to walk to school, there was kumquat bushes or I guess trees. They're small. I don't know.
As you grew up in California, there's none of that in New Jersey. I never heard of a kumquat.
Like Tanner, who's from Southern California, was like, kumquats, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Not in Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah, but I don't know how to cook with it. I have no idea what to do to cook with it. I know to just eat it as a snack, but cooking with it, forget it.
No, in New Jersey, we don't have kumquats growing on squat.
Right?
We don't have them in Seattle either. I found them in the Asian grocery store in Seattle, and they had some, and they weren't even that ripe. I don't think, but we made it work.
You did like a glaze for chicken wings, right?
I did. I ended up doing, yes, because it's citrusy. So
Right. Yeah.
great iron. Oh, Rob Spurko said the great iron chopped off. Yeah.
That's exactly.
That just sounds like it hurts.
Yes, I like
the great iron chopped off. Yeah.
we'll try to make it not painful.
Yes.
Well,
It'll
we're going to have fun no matter what the ingredient is, no matter
gonna
how
be
it tastes, no matter whether we can find it in our store or not. We're going to have fun.
And there's lots of other
Yes.
other CLF Connect events coming up as well. There's some that are low key, some that are just like kind of hang out. There's some that are like super high energy. You name it, we got it. And yeah, check it out. And we're also
doing collage embroidery this year, and Rose is painting, so there's some art things. Oh, Lucretia is doing UU Jeopardy.
Yes.
And,
nice.
I actually gave Lucretia an entire category of questions today because my brain is filled.
When is Jeopardy happening?
When is Jeopardy happening? December 22nd. Jody Malloy is doing her annual scavenger hunt on the 13th. So we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the calendar now, and we have it so that you can just download all these things right to your calendar too. I think.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you have until next Saturday to get a working oven, DC.
Jesus.
No pressure.
You can do it.
No pressure.
Does the church have a
What time are we doing this? What time are we doing this?
Well, you can just make a video and send it to me, and then just be on rendezvous from home.
Oh, all right.
Make a video of making the cookies.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
The
collage event does require advanced registration. I think it's the only one that requires advanced registration.
Yeah, because I think Jared is going to send collage materials to you if you register.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
so really
right.
cool.
Yes. Really cool.
Yeah. And then what else is coming up for CLF folks? We've got we're going to have Kwanzaa. We're going to have Christmas Eve. Aisha, Michael and I are going, or Aisha and I are going to do the low tech New Year's Sunday service that we do. That has now become a tradition. So if you are into a very low tech way to start your new year,
just
please
come hang out by the fireside with Chris and I. There may or may not be a fire, but we
can make,
maybe get the Yule log and as our background or something.
As our background. It's gonna be it'll be fun.
It always is.
Yeah. We got lots.
We'll tell stories of years gone by. And
look forward to CLF Drag Queen Story Hour, because now that we've come up with that idea,
that is all happening.
When Michael was telling that story, I totally texted my DRE and was like, "Where can we find drag queens? We need a story hour." And it turns out a local library did that last year, and so I'm like, "All right, I will reach out to the library this afternoon and see what we can do about coordinating such a thing."
Awesome.
Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like this is something that there can be a lot of coordination and collaboration with other progressive liberal denominations. Like there should now you bring attention. It's like, okay, now we're going to do more drag queen story hours and protect children.
Right.
It's so fucking weird.
Can we mention? I know it's a downer thing, but the National Terrorism Advisory System issued a warning this past week that says that LGBTQ people, some religious places, immigrants are officially at risk. There is a terrorism warning, like be careful from the what's the name of the NSA, National Security Administration? Is that the thing that it's called? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same so when you go to travel, the State Department, you can look up on the State Department, if you're going to go travel internationally, and you can look up terror alerts for different places that you're going to travel. And the United States has a terror alert on itself for people traveling here. Because if you're LGBTQ and you're traveling here to the States, you need to know that your life is in danger.
Right.
So,
it says here, targets of potential violence include public gatherings, faith-based institutions, the LGBTQI plus community, schools, racial and religious minorities, government facilities and personnel, U.S. critical infrastructure, the media, and perceived ideological opponents. Like, that's real.
Perceived.
So can we put ourselves in like the meeting room where they had to decide whether they could issue this alert or not?
Right.
I just want to note that as horrible and scary as it is, so that we're not ending only on a downer, some courageous bureaucrat,
Right.
some courageous government servant who has dedicated their lives to helping people stay safe said it would be a dereliction of my duty not to issue this warning, and I thank them. I thank them because I can't imagine that was done without a great deal of pushback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, do justice.
Keep yourself safe.
Keep yourself safe, and protect those that are most vulnerable.
And don't be an idiot.
And don't be an idiot.
Don't be an idiot.
Don't be an idiot.
Be zen as fuck. Come on, folks.
Right? Don't be an ass. Like every one of my sermons ever has boiled down to don't be an ass.
That's all we're asking.
Right?
Ask yourself, would an idiot do that? And if an idiot would, don't do that thing.
Right?
There we go.
Lord,
and if you have a question,
I might go.
Oh my
good
goodness.
being with you all.
Good being with you all. We'll see you next
week on The View.